to this episode of Gardener Gone Wild. I am at Otari-Wilton bush again, and here I am. And we are off on another journey, this time further into the forest. As you can see in this tree, there is a kiriru. I think it's over here. It is our very large and fat native wood pigeon. As we go past the various rock gardens and by a very picturesque nio tree, we begin this awesome journey. Most would see this Mulembekia. However, there's also red scoria. So who doesn't love the Martian look? Under the arch of this graceful kofi, it is time to go down into the great known unknown. I liken this bush. These rocks liken some more. And ring around the lilies. Okay, I believe it's time for this punny rabbit to hop down these steps and back up. And time for me to stop mucking around in this little garden, which is jolly good fun. Time to go back down the garden path. Although this is more of a jungle. And down to the lawn we go. Hey Tui, where's your freie? Nah, I'm kidding. Have a good day, my friend. So everyone loves the Tui. Here we are, down on the picnic lawn. And, well, I'm going to see if my eel friends are here again. Eel friends, where are you? Oh, I don't see any eel friends. I mean, I could create some splashing to encourage them over, but I'd rather leave them to it. They're obviously off somewhere more important. So, well, not going down this way, I'm heading off that way for a change. And this is a handy, informative sign. I think I'll take heed of its advice. Of course, it's suggested to take heed of its advice everywhere, especially in clean green New Zealand, the place we really do not wish to be drinking stream, river, or any other form of naturally occurring water. In this country, people only drink water if it's from a tap or a bottle. What a great place we live in. Anyway, heading on from that, off we go. Here we have a hinau tree, and it even has a handy convenient label. It also has a rotted out trunk, which makes a nice little hollow space. So as I was saying, the middle part of a tree, its only function is for structural support. It's not actually necessary for the tree to survive. And that is a big totara tree. Anyway, moving on. We're now heading away from the Kauri stream, and we are on to some bushy stuff. As you can see, we have a red trail, and that is what we're going to be doing. However, we're going to be doing it from a different side. So, it's a little stream feeding into the Kauri. Here's a thingy that I think holds pipes or something like that and takes it over. Quite cute little little things. They look like little houses, don't they? I'll keep that in mind when I need to stop people walking over a beam along a stream. So, heading along. Turns turns out we are staying with Kaipara stream. And well, oh, there's a manhole! Strange thing to find in the middle of the bush, wouldn't you say so? Now we're starting to see some big trees here. These trunks. And well, there's a log seat. Who doesn't like a log seat? But yes. I think that's a tawa. Let's have a look. Has a handy label on it. Oh no, hinau. Don't really know hinau that well, but I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce it. But anyway. Oh, there's another log. Oh! Yet again, we've got a mushroom, a sign of a fungus growing in that log. And that fruiting body is releasing spores as we speak. We have the red trail, which we're about to do. Although before we do, I have to investigate the sign that says Waterfall. So over we go. Up the steps. And far away. Okay, what do we have? Oh, we have a waterfall! Oh, and we have the viewing platform that was constructed by the Otari-Wilton's Bush Trust. Oh, it's a funny name. But, as you can see here, we have a waterfall. And according to the sign, right here, dragonfly and glowworms and all of that are in this area. Obviously I don't see any because A, glowworms are a form of larvae which are typically most obvious at night, hence why they're glowworms. I haven't actually seen them really myself, so I'm looking forward to going here some night, you know, and looking for the glowworms. But anyway, as you can see along this waterfall, part of the flow is actually constricted by this mat of roots. As you can see, they grow out there, zoom up, roots, they get finer and finer, and those finer aquatic feeding roots continue right down to there. So that's a bit interesting actually, oh, there's even more roots that grow along it. That's really interesting. I've never seen a small waterfall with roots growing along the face and down into the water. That is unusual, and I'm glad that I saw that. Otherwise, I've got this nice little, you know, little glade, shall we call it. And yeah, you can just see the way the water course has been eroded through here. And yeah, it's a very nice little scenic spot. So, we've seen the waterfall, now it is time to backtrack. And now it is time to go up the red trail! And up we go! So already we're getting into a tangle of supplejack vines and low hanging wood or branches, whatever you want to call them. It's a path that obviously doesn't get used much. So anyway, I always love coming here. Even though I haven't really been here terribly many times, I want to go here a lot more often. And hopefully there'll be plenty more videos for you, the viewer, to watch. Do like this tree here. Let's look right up. That is a good view. Along this path, you'll notice a little bit of Splenum bulbiferum, otherwise known as hen and chicken fern. The reason why it's named is because it has these little buds that you can pick off and grow brand new ferns. So it's a form of very convenient vegetative reproduction. As you can see if we can zoom up on one, we have, oops, it's blurry again. There we go. And they come from the top of a leaf, and you can just pluck them off, like so. You see, probably best wait till we're a little bit bigger, and plant them. And it'll grow a brand new hen and chicken fern. Which obviously the reason why it's called hen and chicken is, I'm assuming, the leaves of a hen and little bulbs of little chicks, I'm guessing. But of course normally you have to hatch them out of an egg, which I've done before. Well, I haven't actually done it myself. I've plopped the little chicken on top and, well, I hatched Mr. Big Duck that way, didn't I? And Mr. Big Duck, if you haven't seen him, is always good fun. Always like hanging out with him. Oh, another abandoned path. Well, it's not really abandoned, they probably just use it for trapping purposes. We'll follow the actual posted red trail. So you can see the forest starts to close in. Yet as we head up further, we get a good view over some of these trees. Over the stelias. That big karaka over there. Some nice big glossy leaves. And off we go. So supplejack, as you can see lots of it, it's actually a liana, so it's a woody vine. And typically lianas are mostly associated with the tropics. Obviously this is not the tropics, but we've still got a lot of them. But it's generally one species, not a diversity of species like you'd find in the tropics. As you can see here, it's all sort of eroded basin. And in these kind of forests, when there is a landslide like that, it turns into an excellent habitat for ferns. But of course this whole place is an excellent habitat for ferns. And when a landslide like that happens, it of course exposes bare earth. And in these forests that's sufficiently fertile. And since ferns reproduce by spores, which are tiny little microscopic singular celled units, which are released from the sori on the underside of a leaf. Obviously this fern's too young to show that. If we found an older fern, let's have a look. Older fern. Yeah, you can see from here, there's a bit of few insects on this one. Camera's not good enough, but they're underneath there. And the spores are released and they germinate. However, they need a space that is continually, damp, so there's enough moisture for it to grow. But like what the moss is like. For a lot of moss species can survive desiccation quite well. Anyway, so a fern would germinate into a prophallus, and then those would need to be fertilised. It's a bit like a flower really, except it uses moisture and motile gametes, if we get into the scientific-y gobbledygook. Anyway, that aside, a little wee green thing germinates, produces a tiny little fern plant. I was about to say that's what's happening there, but these little things are actually filmy ferns. So that means these little things don't actually end up growing any bigger than that, or not much anyway. They're a very primitive form of fern, and yeah, that's about all they'll really grow to. They won't get bigger like the friends over here, nor the friends over there, and so forth. Anyway, enough thinking of tiny little microscopic things. Not microscopic, just small. We'll just say small, because they're quite biggish. So anyway, I think I need to stop rambling at this point. Down the valley! And up the valley! I always find walks like these are much more fun on the downhill. Not so much the uphill. Oh! I think we're getting to a clearing. As you can see, we're quite a lot higher. The vegetation is less dense, and yeah. Well, apparently that takes me up to other tracks, but that's not where I'm going today. I'm going to follow the path. It's quite funny, in Zealandia Reserve, you know, quite a few years ago, I remember going on a tour there, and the tour guide had this great accent and said, keep to the path. So whenever I see a path, just can't help but thinking of that. So I think it's just such a hilarious thing. I mean, it's not really hilarious, it's someone's accent, and that's so, you know, it's okay. Different ways of speaking. But still, path, such a good ring to it. Path. As you can see, these are some pretty big tree ferns. Well, not that overly big, but it's still pretty reasonable. And they get all this matting of dead leaves around their base. And as you can see by these interesting trunks, they basically look like they're covered with roots, aren't they? That's because they basically are. Since, unlike a tree, ferns don't possess a cambium, or at least not on the surface of the tree anyway, like this one over here. So ferns aren't capable of producing wood or bark. So how do they manage to get so tall? Well, it's pretty simple really. All they do is, the main part of that trunk you see is dead leaves, and then when they start rotting away, it, well, replaces that with roots. So roots just start growing. See, that's still all these dead leaves? So it's holding that trunk there, and in the middle there's lots and lots of roots. And then of course there are still the vascular tissues and stuff remaining to make sure that water can get from there to there. And onwards we go. And down we go. I think I hear the water running again. So we're heading back down to the stream, or a stream. Who knows round here. And that's a nice little grove of tawa trees. Tawa being the Maori word for tree. And that's a karaka, or kakara. Not kakara, I don't know. I'm not the expert in linguistics, so don't ask me these kind of hard questions. And don't expect my pronunciation of anything to be perfect, because that is not why this channel exists. We have a tree that rotted out from the base, fell over, and is nicely propped up on that one over there. As you can see, I believe we're on the second half of this walkway, because it keeps going down. Nice forest, and more supplejacks starting to come into view. It's amazing to think when you're walking through a forest, you only really notice the stems of the supplejack. But if you're right up top in the canopy there, you'd see the leaves and everything. And the berries and all that kind of stuff. Let's just cross over the stream. And we're on the other side. So you can see the soil's getting quite brown here. That's just due to the sheer amount of decomposing organic matter coming off all these leaves and trees and all of that good stuff. In fact, this is why we have this little bridge over here, because there's this little bit of damp stuff coming through, otherwise known as water. Oh, and we've got liverworts. These sort of scaly-like things here, nice and round, and yeah, they're liverworts, which obviously comes from their shape. I mean, people thought they looked like livers. Liverworts, or hepaticae, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, hepathae, whatever. Anyway, you know, it's the same, you know, as a hepa something rather. It's Latin anyway. I'm not that great at Latin. I know what the word looks like. I couldn't spell it for you, and I couldn't obviously pronounce it for you. And this is a kahikatea, which is obviously another native monocotyledon. Well, not another. I haven't even mentioned any native cotyledons today. Monocotyledons, not native cotyledons. Anyway, I better stop rambling and just admire how far up those supplejacks go. And I don't think there's any more kahikatea here, so I won't talk about it right now because I might find some better stuff further up. Up we go! And this is the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, which should, well, follow this video naturally. And as usual, please remember to like, subscribe, and watch part 2. For now, goodbye.